Why do people care about fucking PS5 so bad? It's just a console. Hello, welcome to the early morning podcast. It is 7:24 p.m. October 12th, 2020. And I didn't want to address this beforehand because it was just so annoying. And I'm not on, as I mentioned before, on social media such as Twitter and all that too often. Obviously, I have, talked about my Instagram at JRIPPYV if you want to give me a follow. If not, doesn't really matter either. But this trend about Birkins and stuff is just so annoying. That was such an annoying trend and half, I would say actually more than half, about 98 to 99.5% of the people talking about this Birkin bag trend or Birkin bag, I don't even know what to call it, but thinking that you can own a Birkin. You don't know what even Birkin is, probably, the demographic of people talking about if you should get your female a Birkin. That's what this whole thing is. Anyway, welcome to the early morning podcast. Grab you a J, grab you a brew, grab you whatever it is you do. I'm color coded up right now, not Birkined up, as you can see. Got the the throwback. I freaking got this kid suit. This is freaking, shout out Mac Miz, dude. Old school hat. What's it called? And I felt I would go suitable, just drop in all the way with the flannel, that what's it called? That festive harvest attire or whatnot, man. I mean, SoCal it got just dropped below 70, so that means it's freezing to us. But this Birkin bag stuff, whatever that was going on, just complete baloney. Like, it was hilarious to see that your average Joe with his average white girl talking about a Hermes bag that costs $20,000+. Get out of here, man. Anyway, another thing that was funny that was going on similar to that is get your man the PS5. Look at the trade-off, man. Get your girl a $20,000 bag made in France, or get her some piece of garbage Sony makes for 500 bills. 2020, my guy. That's how we're going this week, dude. Anyway, I don't care about either of those things, bruh. Last time I owned a PlayStation was when I was probably 11 years old or younger. It was a PlayStation 2. I stopped after then. I think I even said I played 007. That was my ish, man. But was Mortal Kombat on that? I think Mortal Kombat may have been on that, but I probably played that too. But anyways, I apologize for, not kind of going on a week little dry spell, not putting anything out. Excuse me. It was to be honest, it was a interesting past week or so. We don't get political, but this is as little as I'll touch on this. But the election, it was, I guess, the election week, the past week or whatnot, and every day you hear this, you hear that from what side, and the opposite side, and people in Mars are giving their opinions on what should be done and all that. So it just wasn't a time, I didn't want to be making, podcasts or anything like that. Really, there was nothing to talk about. It was all just politics. And OG once told me, if you don't get involved with politics, politics will get involved with you. And I'm just going to wait until that happens. I mean, for right now, I don't need to be too involved in the political system. And that's my opinion. If you believe you should be, I mean, that's your opinion. It's all good. But just try to refrain from that kind of stuff personally. And especially, I don't know. I'll joke about it. I'll talk about it with some friends, but I don't care too much about it, man. So that's why I just didn't really want to put anything out past week or so. And instead of having to see, all the stuff that media was putting out and all the possible, disruption that would be going on, or whatever the heck could have been going on. I'm not sure. I avoided it. I was up in the mountains. I'm lucky enough to have a friend that's got a place up there, and we went to Big Bear for several days, and just completely lost track of time, and did not, there was no service, there's no ding notifications and whatnot about this news outlet, this, none of that, man. All it was taking pictures of the beautiful snow, because it was stuff that I've been looking forward to seeing. And it was awesome, man, getting out there. We got dumped on, no homo, but if you're homo, yes, okay. About a foot and a half of snow, and I feel like I'm saying a lot. I apologize, but yeah, we got about a foot and a half of snow in like a day and a half, which for SoCal is pretty unheard of. And yeah, it was good enough. The resorts aren't open right now, but we were able to just go into like the little back country, and a little spot where we can build some jumps and a couple down rails and whatnot. We met some locals that came, some locals and some people that came up too, and we were just cruising with them, just having a good time, man, not having to worry about the stuff that's going on elsewhere. All our worry was what the next song would be, and who else had a bottle of champagne or a White Claw, who knows, close by. So that was great. And even better, shout out, I won't say her name because I don't know if she'll be happy with it, but if you check out my Instagram, you'll see. But shout out a girl from high school, man. She was one of the homies that just walked up to where we were at, wanted to kick it, hit a few kickers, and have a beer or two, and it was a good time, man. We had a really good time. Getting out of the element, especially like when you're condensed and so stressed out, and everybody in like this area, SoCal area, they're all just on their toes. It's like walking on eggshells everywhere you go, and that's bars, and I didn't even know so, but I'm just saying, okay. It was great to get out, and not have to worry about shit. I would have fished the lake, but it was frozen over for the most part. But yeah, man, and then getting down is just a wake-up call. Your problems never leave you, but it's what it is. It is what it is. Once I did get down, though, the next day I was driving, I forgot I think work. I'm pretty sure I was going to work. This is the shit that you don't see up there, or not just up there, but anywhere. Like, you don't expect that when you're in the freaking forest, really. I'm driving, and I'm at a red light, and I look to my right, I just to glance over to my right, because there was kind of some traffic, and when there's traffic, I'm just trying to check my surroundings. I look to my right, and a lady has her arm on the steering wheel like this. She's just posing it like this, very normal, and she had a shirt on, but I noticed on her hand, it looked like she had been shot or stabbed. And that's not something you want to see, You don't really want to be driving down, in your city and look out and see a pretty horrific wound on somebody driving. Fortunately, for both of us, that's not the situation. I had to, be not a degenerate and look again and make sure that her hand actually had henna drawings. And if you're not familiar with henna, I would put a picture somewhere here or here about it. But, getting used to that right now, step by step, you know what I'm saying? And henna is basically like if you take a brown Sharpie or a brown marker, a brown Expo marker, whatever it may be, but it's like a brown, darker color, not usually all the way like dark black, but it's just, I believe, an Indian cultural, similar to a tattoo marking that they do. And I'm not, no hate right now. I'm not informed. I'm just saying all I know what it is because I knew some Pakistani girl. I knew an Indian girl that did this, and I just know that you have somebody draw it as like a cultural or whatever belief. Anyway, I'm not here to tell you what hennas are, what they mean, or who they're for, okay? I'm just saying it scared the living shit out of me thinking that this girl was driving with a bullet wound 4 feet next to me in the lane over. And I was like, oh, she watch her just faint right now and hit a car. But, being degen, didn't think that far. She was good. I was good. I got to work. It was all fine, man. Also that day, after work, I see a chiropractor because my back mostly and my neck a little bit's pretty fucked up, and my shoulder. But it all started with my back from years of like sports and a particular injury when I played soccer. Anyway, man, this is one of the most wild experiences I've had medically. I mean, I've had a catheter put in myself a couple times. I've had a few surgeries, but I have never had a medical professional willingly share a gay experience that he has had practicing medicine. And I just want to let that sit for a moment. You know what I'm saying? This is the early morning podcast, man. That's what you hear. I'm getting an adjustment by this man who's a good Christian man. I mean, I'm saying man a lot. Who's a good Christian practicing individual, as he lets me know. That's what I'm saying that. And he's a good guy. Always been a good guy. I've met his family even because they're always in his office or whatever. And he's telling me, he always tells me about medical school. He always asks me about my school, how it's going, which, by the way, I wrote an essay before this in the studio, by the way. Wrote an essay in the studio and took 2 quizzes. Aced them bitches, boy. You know what I'm saying? And whatever. But I'm getting adjusted after work. No homo again. And this guy's asking me about my school. I asked him about his school when he was a student practicing chiropractic, and he was telling me that they had to do prostate exams on men and women, but mostly men because men have more issues with their prostate than women do because we're just slobs and disgusting and don't take care of ourselves. But he was explaining to me that they would get homosexual gay men into these like trials that they were doing for students to practice on. And I don't mean practice on, I mean not practice sex on, I mean like safe sex, any kind of sex, practice a prostate exam on them. And dude, he was making these fucking jokes, dude. And I have my mask on and I'm trying to be, I don't even know. I'm just trying to hold my chill, and I'm laughing. I'm still laughing. He's talking about it was like going into a gaping hole, and fucking he was relating to like the freaking size of like a beer bottle and all this. And I'm like, dude. And the circumference, like, I don't want to get too graphic, but I was like, wow, man, like, okay, that's what you did. Why were you doing that when you need to know about adjusting the back and ribs and neck? But whatever, it was funny. And then he was talking about how his homophobic friend, who was also a practitioner of chiropractic, as they say. Man, these fucking words, my bad. But he was super homophobic, and instead of putting one glove on, because as they do these guys, he was being, I don't know if he was exaggerating the story, but it was funny, man. He's talking about the guy was super afraid of gay guys, and he put on 3 gloves, and then they told him that as he was doing the examination, the guy got hard, he got blood flow, and dude, they fucked up the guy's day apparently, and that made me laugh, man. That's good. That's good. I mean, I'm homophobic or not, man. I mean, I would have laughed. I don't give a shit if you're gay or not, but I do give a shit about I cannot put my hand up someone's ass, whether it be for medicine or not. I can't do that. I mean, I apologize if this here's somebody from the future that I'm down. I've talked about that. I've had females approach me with some wild kind of shit. One in particular, one was the wildest one, man, and that just threw me off so bad, man. There's nothing that needs to go. And I keep looking at my hands because that's what happened, man. That's what she brought up. Nothing happened. I'll just say that. Nothing happened, but that's just not for me, man. And if you're a female, dude, yeah, we can discuss that nature of things, but I never thought that a chiropractor, when it comes down to it, I never thought a chiropractor would be one having to do any kind of prostate exams, or he even said that they were doing gynecological exams. Well, maybe he was just fucking pulling my balls at that point. Like, why would he be doing that? I don't know. He's a good chiropractor when it comes down to it, bro. Helps me sleep a lot better at night, and my neck is way better than it was a few years ago. So, salute to him. And on a little bit of a more dull note, I guess. Well, no, actually, before, yeah, I guess we'll just talk about this before we get into the history of my neighbor, dude, and her downfall, which I've talked about my neighbor a lot. The one that got that new pup, she's been acting a fool since. But I just gotta say real quick, man, this week there have been two homicides, two murders of two pretty big, I mean, not big, but one was huge, one was more underground rappers. One was just like, rest in peace King Von and rest in peace Big Mo. No, I don't think it's Big, it could be Big Mo or Lil Mo. I might be confusing him with the legend. But it was just a guy from the South. Yeah, it was just Mo. Yeah, not my bad. I apologize, but rest in peace, Mo. And King Von. I mean, King Von representing Chicago. You probably know who he is. If you're not, I mean, may want to check out his catalog. He was a real demon, dude. Not from 63rd, but the guy was kind of like enticing life. Enticing death on its own. It seemed like he got to the best life he could have achieved, and then used that to kind of bring himself down. It looked like, man. It only reminded me, and I wasn't alive when Biggie was around, but it reminded me of Biggie always saying, death's coming. He was always living like that, like he's about to die. Like, what's it called? How am I forgetting that name of Life After Death, or what's it called, man? Ready to Die. I don't know why. And Life After Death as well. Okay, Born Again with him and two. It's like, I don't know what happens with these rappers where they get this sense of success, this tablespoon of success that could just be stretched so much longer and be made so much bigger. It could be, generational wealth if they really made it so, but instead they get caught up in cases and they still live that street life. And who am I to judge? I'm no man to judge another man or woman's life, whatever. It doesn't matter. Do you? If you want to sign $1 million deals and still walk around like you're a killer from Inglewood, dude, that's fine, man. It's sad. It's sad to see that they do this. They claim that they work so hard to get out of this life, and then that once they are, like I said, getting that taste of that freedom of not having to worry about your door getting kicked in, or not having to turn your shoulder because you got security, or whatever it may be, man. And then, you just entice the devil, and then that's the end of that, man. And it's just so sad. I don't want to spend too much time on it. Mo is a rapper from Dallas who's been doing his thing for a minute too. He wasn't as big as Vaughn. Vaughn had, I don't want to say endorsements, but he was rolling around with Dirk and them, and Glow Gang. I don't think Glow Gang. Well, of course, Glow Gang, Polo G, all the Chicago guys. If you know one of them, you know five of them. It tends to be so. He was doing good for himself. They both were, and just rest in peace to both of them. It's sad. The reason why I wanted to also say, I wouldn't normally just say rappers get shot. People get shot every day, man, or die every day. Right, that happens. But I'm going through, Instagram when I come back from my trip to the mountains, and I see all these RIPs on academics and these hip hop blog pages, and It's like, dude, come on, man. It's sick of that. I'm sick of it. I'm sure you are too. Even if you're just a genuine human being, do you want to see this much death going on? Probably not. Anyway, moving on from that, and hip hop and just these rappers that keep getting slain. The neighbor I've talked about that has recently purchased this, whatever, several $1,000 dog that's just a few months old. It's literally the downfall of her life, man. Since she has got this dog, she has started numerous arguments with neighbors, including me. It has gotten poisoned, apparently, according to her. She's had to take it to the vet for seizures, as well as not being able to pass its whatever for days, okay? And she just got it attacked by a fucking German Shepherd and got taken down on her own as well. This is in the span of a few months, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know. If I was her, I would say, maybe not give the dog away, but let a family member take care of it for a little bit, because there's some shit going on, man. I don't know if that dog was cursed or what, but I I get back, and I'm told my neighbor is going around. She's going to a neighbor that has a German Shepherd and a Rottweiler, okay? Full grown. She is walking across the street to their house to warn them about trash cans, that it's Friday. If you live in any kind of any neighborhood or whatever you have, maybe even in an apartment complex, you know that there is a day for trash, and they come and take the trash that day. So if you want to get rid of it, you leave your cans there, okay? I'm saying this as if you don't know it. This almost 80-year-old woman was walking across the street with her fucking little teacup dog to let my neighbors know that it was trash day. Now, I don't know what the fuck was up with her. I don't know if she took her Xanax early and forgot what day it was, or if she took her Valium early and forgot what state she was in that the day was. I don't know. I don't know what was going on with her. She knocks on the door. Long story short, gets charged by a German Shepherd, knocked over. Her dog gets picked up by it in its mouth and just wiggled around like literally ragdolled. And another neighbor or person across the street had to come over and control the dogs of the person that owned the house, because he couldn't, and help both of them up because they both were on the ground and injured. I mean, I don't know if I feel like I'm talking about like breaking down like a little case or whatever. It's just this lady, man, she gets her nose in the shit that it doesn't belong into, man. You don't shit where you sleep. You don't fucking do that stuff. You don't fuck with your neighbors because you think you're special, and you don't go and do other things and try to tell them what to do because you think you're special. That's my idea of it. I mean, unless someone's fucking with you, man, leave them alone. Leave them alone. I guess at heart she was trying to be nice, but who the fuck are you to tell them what to do and bring over your little accessory poodle and do that, man? I don't know. She can do that again if she wants, but she'd also have to go to the hospital again if she wants, but that's fine, man. I just wanted to let you guys know, and I'm sure I'll have more on her and her little pup, dude, and whatever the fuck she does to it with it. I don't know, man, but since that dog has come over or been near me and been around her, it's just been different. I guess we could just blame it on, the year and the pandy. Who knows, man. Anyway, shout out Young Pappy. I hope you been doing well, listening. And until next time, guys, peace. Stay up.